Sorry. Welcome back to my channel. It's Carmen J. Thank you so much. For those of you who are new, I'm Carmen J. If you like my content, I would love if you would hit this little subscribe button and the like button, comment. If you are not new and you're part of Gang Squad, thank you so much, because I hit 100 subscribers this summer and I almost wanted to cry, because I literally remember having 2 subscribers, and then I remember having 40, and I was like, wow, this is gonna be it. This is my peak. 40 is my peak, and now I'm at 100. So thank you so much for like always supporting me. I'm not the best YouTuber in the world, and I'm really just starting, so thank you so much for subscribing and liking my stuff. That means so much. This video, I just wanted to tell you guys what's been up, why I've been MIA, and what's next for me. So I'm just gonna do a small recap of what my summer's been like, and then I'm going to tell you guys what's next for me. So this summer has been super surreal, super busy. It's been one of the best summers because I graduated from college. I'm a college graduate and I have 2 degrees. But after graduation, so much happened. I got my wisdom teeth out. I went to an art show and your girl was featured, which was surreal because I've never been to an art show where I was a work of art in the art show. So there's this phenomenal painter. Her name is Connie Clutter. She's from Pittsburgh, and she uses my likeness to create art. And this art got submitted into a gallery, and it was a part of the arts festival in Pittsburgh this summer. So I was just beyond blessed to like see my face in an art gallery. Like, what? Like, how often does that happen? So I went to Pittsburgh, and then I went to New York to visit one of my best friends who's living it up. Shout out. I don't know if she wants me to shout out her name, but I love her. I also went to go visit another really good friend, aka Kenny's sister, Melissy, and we hung out. We went to go see a play, we went to go eat, we just went around Harlem because she lives in Harlem. So it was a great time. I love New York City. I eventually want to live there, but then I'm like, I get overwhelmed easily, so we'll see. I was working. I worked at DCRA as an assistant permit expediter. Well, I didn't work at DCRA, but I work as a assistant permit expediter, which I would explain it, but it's kind of boring. So if you're really that interested, comment down below and I'll tell you what it is. But it was just a job. While I was working, I hung out with friends. Went to Top Golf for my mom's birthday. We also went to a Common concert together, which was amazing. Hit 100 subscribers this summer, and I also hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, which it seems small when like people my age have like 1 million followers, but 1,000 followers and 100 subscribers, I didn't know that people really wanted to follow me. So I was like, wow. I also went to Columbus to visit Kenny, because you guys know he's in medical school now. So I was gonna make that a whole vlog, but then I just didn't. Then I went on a boat. My best friend / sister Tyra invited me on a boat, so we was on a boat.
Every season, real high girl. I got 1 or 2 days. If you seen it last night, the next day. Let me try the boat. Ay, kiss me in the pros. Ay, it go down on that brown. Now we going both ways. I can't read your mind. Gotta say that. Should I take your love? Should I take that there? Got a whole lot.
She got to drive the boat, which was the closest thing to driving a boat that I did this summer. I went to the Frederick County Fair with my nieces and nephews. I went to Annapolis. I went to like a couple poetry slams. It was a very adult summer. It was a very like college graduate summer. But also during this time, for those of you who don't know, I forgot to say this, but right before graduation, I received a Fulbright grant to teach English in Ecuador. And for those of you who don't know what a Fulbright grant is, it's basically the US government sponsors Americans as cultural ambassadors to either teach English or do research in several countries, and the grantees get to go through an application process and choose the country that they want. So I chose Ecuador because I've lived in Ecuador before and I have a lot of ties there, and the country's beautiful. I got a Fulbright grant, and this whole summer has just been me like preparing for it, saying goodbye to my family because I'm going to be living in Ecuador for 9 months. It's been like a really growth experience, is me preparing for this trip, which has been a dream and a nightmare all on its own. I have no idea what to expect. It's just been super, I don't want to say frustrating, but it's been an experience getting to the point of almost leaving for my grant, because you don't really know what you have to do until you do it. I had to get a visa, which took a couple weeks. I'm having to pack my life into 2 suitcases for 9 months. I didn't even know where I was living until about a week ago. So it's just been really hard trying to piece everything together. Like for the visa process, you have to get about 10 documents to submit, and 2 of those documents take about 2 weeks because you have to submit them to the federal government. You have to get a local background check, a federal background check. Those things have to get apostilled. I didn't even know what apostille meant. And the way that it was set up, I couldn't have started to get my visa until about a month before my arrival date. Everything last minute. I was super stressed out. I had no idea what I was doing. I made several mistakes. Nothing went smooth. Like everything that went wrong, went wrong. I eventually got my visa about 3 days before my expected arrival date. And I didn't even know that I could only pack 2 suitcases until 24 hours before my flight. So I was just in shambles. This entire summer has been like adulting, having fun, and also being in shambles at the same time because I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea where I was living, no idea where I was teaching. They finally told me where I was teaching and where I was living, and I didn't know anyone in the city. I didn't, because I had lived in Quito. So I finally got in touch with 2 Fulbright alums, and they had lived in my city before I did. So I got in contact with them, and they really changed my life. They made me feel so much more better about my trip. So I'm just really thankful for them. I wish I had them out, but I don't know if they feel comfortable with that. But I just want to say, if you stumble across this video, you guys were so helpful, and I would not have gone if you guys didn't reassure me. Honestly, I'm just so thankful. So we get to, I'm actually supposed to be in Ecuador right now, but there is protests, civil unrest, a lot of things going on in Ecuador right now, to the point that the president had to put out a curfew. So my trip got delayed by 2 weeks. So I was ready to go, and I got the email saying please rebook your flight because there's just so much going on in Ecuador right now. All I know is that the President Morena has upped the price of fuel in hopes to decrease the national debt that Ecuador has, and it's causing a lot of frenzy. Some Ecuadorians, most Ecuadorians can afford that, and that's just a trickle-down effect of what's going to happen to the entire country. Everything's going to go up if fuel prices go up. So hopefully it comes to an agreement, but even if it does, Ecuador is not going to be the same after this. The pictures and the video footage that I've seen of what's going on in Ecuador, it's like a whole nother city. So I'm really interested to see the aftermath, because I'll be coming in after all of this has happened and it's settled, but it's going to be interesting to see how the people in Ecuador operate now that this has happened, and how does that affect, U.S. people coming there and their experience, because the Quito, the Ecuador that I was in 2 years ago, it's just not going to be the same now that this has happened. I've also grown a lot through this experience. I've learned to be a little more patient. I've also learned to kind of go with the flow, because not everything's going to go my way. And that's probably been the hardest lesson of it all, because I'm very controlling. I need to know what's going on. I don't get any of that from here. The communication is just different. You really got to know what you're getting into. We'll see. I'm going to keep you guys posted. I want to keep this video extremely short as I can be, but I also want to tell you guys what's been going on, and I will be more consistent, because I'm going to be in Ecuador, and I want you guys to see what my Fulbright experience is like. I think I'm going to cap it at that. Thank you so much for tuning in to thank you for tuning into my channel. I will see you guys soon, and please pray for Ecuador. Pray that they come to an agreement, that something happens, and that this city can be restored, because what's happening is just devastating. Pray for me too. But I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.